When I worked in corporate, I had a practice of seeking feedback every time I had an interview. I would ask the folks that I interviewed with if they would give me feedback on how I performed and delivered information in the interview setting. I asked for that feedback whether I got the job or whether I didn't. So an opportunity came, and it was a promotional opportunity, and I decided to go for it. And I interviewed with a senior vice president. I did get the job. I was offered the opportunity, and I took it. A few days later, I was meeting with the senior vice president, and I asked him if he would be open to giving me feedback on how I did in the interview. He absolutely jumped on that opportunity. He looked at me and he said, "You responded with 1,000 words when you could have used 50. Yikes. The senior vice president continued to give me feedback, and he shared that in the environment that I was working in, the more that I continued to climb up the corporate ladder, the more the people who were interviewing me would have greater roles and responsibilities, and that meant they would have less time. I am the only person who is responsible for how effectively I communicate. And in order to do that in a business environment or in my job, I needed to figure out how to say what needed to be said in a condensed time frame. That was literally some of the best professional feedback I have ever received. And here I am 15 years later, still talking about it. Be the Reason is all about human connections. Because no matter how much we think we know how we are being heard, there is one thing that I can guarantee based on my decades of professional experience. Other humans will hear us differently than we hear ourselves. In other words, the responsibility is on us to communicate as effectively as possible, whether in professional or personal conversations. So let's dig in. There are various reasons why you may be a talker and just talk too much. First, you might be really nervous. I get that. Or maybe you are so happy that somebody is actually listening to you that every time that opportunity happens, you take the ball and run with it. Or maybe you talk too much because you really don't have a good internal clock that helps you with time frames. It could be a lot of different reasons. But I do want to encourage you to roll up your sleeves and to wrestle within yourself and really identify if you have the opportunity to talk less. And then I want to encourage you that if you are a chatty Cathy and you are able to change that approach, it can absolutely impact your career for the positive. If you realize or find out that you talk too much in the workplace, it can have a negative impact on your career. So what are some things that you can do? The first thing is ask for feedback. Really seek feedback out, but don't be defensive. Don't be bitter, don't be grumpy, and don't stomp away like a little kid if you hear something that you don't like. Now ask for feedback and thank the people who give it to you. If you need a clarifying question, then ask a clarifying question. But if they are giving you feedback, it is their opinion, and you just need to embrace their opinion. You can't tell them it's wrong. It's theirs, for crying out loud. Number 2, you need to be really strategic on who you're asking feedback from. For instance, I like to seek feedback out from people who I really respect with that specific topic. If I am going to ask somebody if they think I talk too much, I am not going to ask the opinion of the person that I work with who absolutely cannot stop talking. I'm not asking their opinion on this topic. Make it someone that you've observed that you really respect their approach on that topic, and be safe for them to give you feedback. Number 3, embrace the fact that you may in fact need more help with this particular topic. The fact is, you've been brave enough to solicit the feedback in the first place. So now you can reach out to various people that can help you sort through it. There are counselors and coaches and therapists that can provide different resources and tools that will help you figure out why you talk too much and how you can change some of that. Number 4, understand that this is one of those things that you most likely can change. You just need to be determined, stay brave, don't give up, and during the process, be kind to yourself. Take baby steps, but stay on the right road. I know that you can do this. I'm really proud of how much I've grown in it. And just let that inspire you. If I can tackle this, you can too. You've got this. By the way, if you enjoy this content, please hit subscribe below. Thanks.